Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. I found something that I want to try out because I'm intrigued. It's called the Aztec Blood Virus by Careless Nobleman. How careless of you. The blood virus first appeared in the year 1431 where the Aztec Empire once resided. The empire survived by sacrificing the infected to their gods and burning the bodies, but some asymptomatic survivors were buried only to be dug up 500 years later, and apparently the virus is upon the world. Worth noting, this is purely fictional, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't be very, very fun. Blood-related symptoms, tweaking of existing symptoms and trees, that's about it. Praise Pravus and his event-skipping skills. You know what? Fair. No, fair. I can't even complain. You know how many games of Plague Inc. I've played? At some point, just like purely by instinct, I just immediately close things down without even reading them. I apologize. I'll try not to. I feel bad every time, but it's gonna happen. This is a bacteria type instead of a virus for reasons. Metabolic jump, Darwinist, aquatic hemophile, and symptostasis. Let's try Mega Brutal for the heck of it. We're gonna be starting off in Central America, not in Mexico? Okay, yeah, sure, why not? The blood virus first appeared when the... Oh, wait, this is already what we already read. Never mind, we're fine. Central America starts. All right, linked to the Aztec Empire based on the type of burial uncovered. They're being exhumed. So we're finding Aztec mummies that somehow have viruses in them that have survived for 5 centuries. Truly the most terrifying of all viruses. All right, we're starting off with corpse dormancy. Oh, good, you answered it with an actual symptom or trait. That's cool. The pathogen remains dormant in infected corpses and only activates when inside a victim's warm veins. Has very low corpse transmission. Okay, that's good to know. Nice to start off with that. We've also got blood. Blood is a pretty normal thing for us to get. Very good in the poor regions. Mutation chance and so on. Probably want to get the insects. Dude, if there's not some sort of a combo effect from having insects and bloods, I'm just going to be very disappointed. We do have water and we do have air. Interestingly, that water is a little bit different here. Survives in fresh warm water, but not for long. But I assume it does otherwise the exact same thing. Reptiles? Adapts to the cold-blooded bodies of reptiles, increasing infectivity in urban environments. So you didn't want to do the rats. You wanted to do the reptiles for some reason. Okay, I mean, sure, why not? Livestock, birds, all looks good. We have a different symptoms tree, though. We've got sneezing, coughing, anemia, muscle weakness, and cysts to start. All of which are probably pretty good. And then for abilities, this looks mostly normal, but we do have the bacterial resilience and blood droplets. Can survive outside the body for longer in small droplets of blood. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm sure we're going to find out. All right, we'll just wait for a brief moment. Actually, scratch that. Let's grab the cysts for a little bit of extra infectivity. So Central America, poor, rural, and hot. Surrounding countries are, of course, also going to be poor, rural, and hot, except for Mexico, which is dry and urban, but, I mean, like, whatever, it's fine. So I'm probably going to go for sneezing. That's a huge amount of infectivity right off the bat, and I can't possibly complain about that. A bit of extra severity would be nice just to get some extra DNA going. That's kind of why I'm focusing down here. We'll grab the coughing. I'll even grab the anemia for the heck of it, because I want to see what that leads to. Hemophilia for 3 points. That's actually not a half bad deal. I mean, if I don't know where to find my skin lesions and my necrosis, like, I feel like just anything going down that route is a perfectly valid option for me. Seems fine. Hemoptysis, maybe a bit more severity for 12 DNA than I want to pay here. Subconjunctival bleed, not really a great deal. Over here, hello, you have skin lesions. Well, I should have read over to the right. Now I know why they are. Oh, we got it for free! Thank you, game. That was very kind of you. Could go for the abscesses, that's not bad. Epistaxis? Nose burst upon sneezing, resulting in directly infected blood being sneezed great distances, good in the urban areas. Yeah, that's all nice and all, but, I don't know, what do I want here? Let's go for the insects, because the hot climates are almost certainly going to work for me no matter what. We are now spreading in South America, already got into a boat, and we're traveling all the way over to Great Britain. Why Great Britain? I don't know, but we are. I'm going to go ahead and grab some water transmission. I feel like that's still going to be pretty useful as we go through most of South America. That is considered to be a largely humid area. There are some dry regions, of course, if you go to places like Peru and stuff like that. Having a little hard time seeing around my microphone for some reason today. It's kind of getting in the way. Do you want to go for the abscesses? I will. It's enough severity. At this point, we're starting to spread around the world a little bit faster, and I would like to be able to have that. New worrying disease has been detected. Ah, yes, you have discovered that you unearthed the Aztec mummy's curse. Let's go for the epistaxis, just that little bit of extra severity. We're done there. We do need to get some resistances, but I also really need to get things to the air transmission up and running. Because so far I'm watching us get around on plenty of boats, but not so much on planes. Why? Because there are no planes in these regions, so that's one more reason not to worry as much about the air transmission, but we're going to get there eventually. Muscle weakness mutates for free. I have no problems with this. I don't think that sounds very lethal. Do we want to go for things like livestock, reptiles, and so on? The urban environment is tempting, but we may need to start going for things like drug resistance before the population builds up too much, because we're starting to spread in places like North America, China, Europe, and so on. I know that genetic drift is about to get out of control, so let's go ahead and grab that, plus we'll grab at least one level of cold resistance. Need to get a second one going, though, for 15 DNA. Could always lean on things like my bacterial resilience later if I want to, but for the moment, this seems okay. I just realized I'm clicking through all these events. I really hope that none of those were important. I am the worst, all right? I admit this, all right? I'm not going to pretend that I'm not. It is a thing. It is a very serious thing. You have hundreds of hours in the game. You reflexively know what's coming. You just click on buttons. It's what you do. Anyway, do we care about the urban environments, really? By the way, this is misspelled. You're missing an N. I'm so sorry. I have to point it out. Anyway, well, we have inflammation. A little bit of lethality comes out of that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, at some point, we're going to have to find some lethality. I'm a little nervous by the fact that we haven't found much. I don't know what blood droplets does for me, though. Do I want to pick this up for the heck of it? Sure, let's see if that unlocked anything. It did not. Okay. So, sure. Again, environment misspelled here. Making a perfect environment for the pathogen. I mean, it's as far as I'm aware, this is not going to be a spore burst. So why do you want this? Just severity? Is that all you care about, is severity? Is that all that drives you in life? Okay. I am going to go for Hemoptysis. Yes, it's lethal, but it's a very small amount of lethality. Internal hemorrhaging seems pretty reasonable to me at some point as well. Could go for the Extreme Bioaerosol if we get enough points together, and honestly, I think that's going to be worth it since we're having some trouble spreading in a couple of other regions here. Do I feel like I need Bacterial Resilience? We're not spreading very rapidly in some of the hot regions. Definitely not spreading very fast in some of the cold regions. Could go for the livestock, and I will, because that will solve a lot of the problems all at once. A lot of Africa is considered to be rural as well. This all seems kind of reasonable. I am going to go for inflammation to see what it leads to. Pulmonary edema, okay. It's just a question of, do I want to start ramping up lethality or not? Let's go for a level of genetic hardening. There is drug resistance level 3, but it's kind of expensive, and theoretically, I shouldn't need it. We got internal hemorrhaging for free anyway. Okay, well, that's going to be a thing then. Man, does this lead to something cool? I don't know, man. I don't know. Does it? What are we missing as far as islands? Obviously, Greenland and Iceland, and that's about it. Iceland, you'd like to think won't be too hard for me to get into, and with Russia getting hit pretty hard here, I'd like to think we'll be able to get into Greenland as well. So maybe it is time to just go ahead and start ramping this up. We have hypocoagulability. Significantly reduced blood clotting ability results in heavy external bleeding. Often fatal due to exsanguination. An awesome word. Not enough people use exsanguination. I like it. Blood pimples. Somehow this doesn't feel like it should be on the same level as exsanguination, but okay. Pockets of infected flesh fill with blood, and when popped, wounds do not stop bleeding. Oh, that's terrifying. Don't pop that pimple, you'll die. I need to get a level of birds. I'm just worried that we're not spreading fast enough in places like Africa. It can be surprisingly difficult to get all the way into the corner in places like Morocco, and that's where I'm kind of using the birds to help with that. Please tell me you're going to Greenland. You are! All right, so we have a very small amount of corpse transmission. I can't rely on it worth anything, but we'll go ahead and pick up hypocoagulability. We'll grab that. We'll grab the edema. That leads to liquefactive necrosis. Internal organs begin to liquefy due to weakening internal structure from mass death off internal cells. Not as lethal as you might expect. I would have loved to believe that this is going to be necrotic and have corpse transmission since it says necrosis in the name. I have no idea if that actually is going to be the case or not. Global research is now working hard on that cure. Well, we got that for free whether I like it or not, so that's good. And I do like it. I do like that I got that for free. Let's go for bacterial resilience, level 1, just to try and help in some places like Greenland, because without the necrosis, I'm a little bit nervous that we might overdo things. They are working very quickly on that cure. What are we missing? It is Morocco. Knew that could happen. Question is it too late to even bother with genetic hardening? Kind of. I'm going to go for genetic reshuffles, level 1 for now. Hold off. As people die off, like the genetic drift, I think, does make things cheaper over time. In fact, we already saw that happening here. So, like, I could just wait on that if I don't have to pick it up right now, and then the next levels will end up being a little bit cheaper. How are we looking over here? Still not getting around in Morocco. All right, let's get some heat resistance, level 1. Do we want another level of it? Or is it? It's just cheaper to go for bacterial resilience level 2. There we go. Spread faster. There we go. All right, we're in Morocco. Okay. Cure is up to 75% complete. We have every single symptom done. Every symptom known to man is completed. They're really still working on that cure, but now you're going to see things like this are a lot cheaper. 31 DNA. It's dropped by a bit. Could go for the next level. We'll hold off for a little bit longer here. All right, so we're going to win this one. It looks like there are no healthy people left in the world. We pulled it off on Mega Brutal. That feels pretty good. You know what doesn't feel pretty good? I really don't know if there was a single custom event. It'd be hilarious if there isn't, and that the author of this is effectively trolling me by making me second-guess myself in every case. That'd be hilarious, but I also wouldn't be surprised at all if there actually is one and I'm just an idiot. Known to happen on a more than a rare occasion. We'll just call it frequent. We'll call it a frequent chronic error on my part. Anyway, I'm just literally rambling while I wait for this to be done. I know that event didn't have anything. Some of them I instantly recognize. You don't even have to really read it. Just your peripheral's like, yep, I recognize that sentence structure. Moving on. That's just how my brain works. Anything else I want to pick up for the heck of it? Let's just see what happens here, and that would lead to blood rivers. If enough infected die with the right spot, enough blood can mix in the river water that the pathogen overwhelms local bacteria levels and overtakes the ecosystem. Literally, we become like an invasive species of bacteria/virus. I mean, it can't be a bacteria. A virus, you know. I know we're playing as a bacteria, but a virus obviously isn't exactly alive, whereas a bacteria is. It's complicated on what you define as life, okay? Anyway. Well, that was pretty cool. So 469 days, 83% cure progress. Did get a little touch and go there, and that's partly because of our starting location, but also because we didn't have necrosis, and I had to be a little bit more careful. 44,940 points, 2 stars. I think that one's pretty fun. I think it could lean a little bit more into some of the Aztec theme, but overall, I think the premise is pretty cool. Mummified Aztec corpses, Montezuma's revenge. I mean, there you go. Like, it practically writes itself. And I like a good little blood theme. You could have just as easily called this the sanguine virus, and it also would have worked, but we don't have to go down the vampire route. Aztecs, quite frankly, don't get all the love they deserve. All right, I think it's worth it. I think it's a pretty well done scenario. There's really not much problems, and it's balanced for Mega Brutal. So, like, how could I possibly complain? Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.